Hi Libra, how's it going? I hope you are well. Got a beautiful reading for you here, gorgeous. It's funny that the last few readings I've done have been quite intense, and a lot of them have been full of a lot of lessons, like quite difficult lessons, asking this other signs to really kind of grow and change their routines, their habits, their way of looking at things, asking them to switch things up and kind of find the strength to move forward during this very difficult time for everyone. But it's funny because literally the last 9 readings I've done have been kind of on that wavelength. It's like, things are really hard right now, you've got to work on it, you've got to work on yourself, you've got to work on your self-esteem, you've got to work on your the way that you see the future, the way that you see the present. And once you've done that, then, you know, maybe good things will come later. But with you guys, it's like, it's so positive. I love it. It's literally the first reading I've done. So I've only had this channel for a few days, and I've done a reading a day for 9 days. So you guys are my 10th sign that I'm doing. So welcome to my channel. Please like or subscribe if you want to at the end of the reading, if it resonates with you. I hope it does. So we start off with the Hangman, which obviously, you know, the Hanged Man is normally upside down, right? He is usually the card of someone who is feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit kind of under someone's thumb, someone who doesn't really have control right now in this present moment. But with you guys, I had it the other way around, and it's really the only card in your reading that's kind of usually associated with being a little bit of a tricky card. But because it's this way around, it's kind of signifying to me this sort of like childlike innocence, which Librans are quite well known for. You're very sort of easygoing, quite charming. You normally do the right thing. You can be quite emotional, but you never let your emotions get the better of you, or not usually anyway. You're quite a balanced sign, obviously, because that's your symbol, right? Is the scales. Now I often say with Libras, actually, Libras are often trying to find the balance all the time, and so it's quite tricky because you're always kind of doing this. You're not necessarily always like this, but because you're doing this all the time, you're very conscious of being balanced. You are balanced most of the time because you're kind of obsessed with the idea of being balanced. And this is what this suggests, right? So instead of being upside down, which is exactly the opposite of a Libran, and would signify, you know, kind of unbalanced, literally being upside down, right? Not having our feet on the ground. You absolutely do have your feet on the ground because you're the other way up. So I kind of love that. And it's because you've shown strength, right? You've shown integrity. And you need to continue to show strength because everyone's going through a tough time right now, including you. I don't need to tell you that. We're all kind of trying to readjust. We're all having to deal with career changes, and maybe as a result changes in our relationships or our habits, our rituals, our patterns, our routines, our family life, our dynamics with other people, etc., with dynamics with ourselves maybe as well. But continue to show strength because you've shown it so far, and there's absolutely no reason why that strength can't continue to serve you well. So that's great. We like that a lot. And then we have the High Priestess, right, which is so you. Look at her. She's arrived, she's calm, she's grounded, she's sure of herself, she's got the crown on her head, God is supporting her decisions, and she kind of has the answer to everything. And that's your energy right now. So even if you're in a sticky spot for whatever situation, you know, all of us are always kind of worrying about something, right? Whatever that little thing is that's niggling at your big thing, depending on who it is and what it is, you've kind of got this. You've kind of got this because you are the shaman, right? You are the wise one. You're protected. You're protected because you're calm and you're strong, and you sort of have a very clear vision of things. And it's funny because I have a lot of Librans in my life and you're all kind of the same. You're very kind of like Mother Nature. Some of my closest girlfriends are Librans. My sister is a Libra. And out of all of us, she's the kind of the one that does the right thing. She doesn't really drink alcohol. She's very kind of, you know, she's the person who won't drink and then drive everyone home. Like, she's that kind of energy. And I feel like, I'm not saying all Librans are like that, but you're good at doing the right thing. And I kind of love that about you. Like, you have a very, very finely tuned moral compass, which is why you are a very rich person. You're very rich in terms of your, you know, morality, and you have a lot of generous spirit in you, which is really nice. So these fruits of abundance are going to continue blossoming, growing, and yielding. If you have children, those relationships are going to continue getting stronger. If you're having problems with a son or a daughter for any particular reason, this is actually a time for getting closer with them. Look how happy this mother is with her child. She's protecting him with her cloak. And she has the corn at her feet, which in this deck, the corn is a sign of protection, of strength, of positivity. So yeah, use this time to get close with your kids. You're feeling good, right? You're in a good place, so it would make sense to use this time to get close with your family. Maybe people in your family are not, you know, having such an easy time. As I said, Librans are in a strong place right now. But for example, you know, the fire signs and the water signs are having a slightly different kind of experience right now. So, you know, if you have fire and water or air in your, or earth in your family and your kids, you know, if your kids are, I don't know, Leos or Taurians or Pisceans or Cancerians or Scorpios, they're not necessarily having the easiest time right now. And so use your strength and use your ability to be calm and to see the bigger picture. Use that to their advantage, right? Use that to make them strong, because you're in a really strong position right now. Like, you are fighting off all adversity. So you see how small that lion is at the bottom? I think he's a lion. Whatever he is, that animal. You've kind of got this, like, you're stronger than the lion. You can basically fight anything off right now, which is just fab, right? Yeah, équilibre. Literally, that's you, right? That's équilibre in French means to be balanced. So you are balanced. I mean, it's your sign. I'm not exactly teaching you much here, but it's funny because it's like your sign is aligned with its purpose, which is not always the case, right? We all have our strengths as different signs. You know, Pisceans are known for their creativity and their imagination, their depth. Scorpions are known for their humor and their ability to analyze situations really intently. Virgos are known for being quite sort of, you know, grounded and scientific in their approach and very clean and clear. Now, we can all strive to be those things that our signs give us, all of those qualities that are in us as a result of our sun signs and moon signs, right? But we don't always necessarily fulfill those purposes that we get given by our sun sign. We can strive to be the creative, poetic Piscean, or we can strive to be the intuitive, loving Cancerian, but we can't always fulfill that potential. You are really fulfilling it right now. I mean, it's kind of incredible. Like, you've got the balance, you've got the High Priestess, you've got the Hanged Man the right way round, and you are literally Mother Earth right now. So you are really in a good place. You're in a great place because you've made sacrifices. You've sacrificed a lot of things along the way. You saw the bigger picture. You were standing looking at the horizon, you could see the sun, you were like, you know what? I'm just going to be a good person my whole life, and it will pay off. And it absolutely is, and absolutely has. Now, financial changes of some description are coming. Based on this reading, whether the changes are good or bad, they're not something that you need to worry about. Obviously, if they're good, you're not going to worry about them. But even if you have a change in circumstances financially, if your business is not doing so well right now, if you've maybe just had a massive bill to pay, or suddenly, I don't know, you've had to buy a new car because your car's like died on you, that kind of thing. If you've suddenly had to fork out for quite a big sum of money, and your financial situation has changed as a result, even if that has happened, the universe has got your back right now. So whatever these changes are, even if they are a little bit kind of like, oh wow, I didn't expect to have to suddenly pay for, the roof of my house to be redone. Sorry guys, the video fell down. Even if that change or that financial situation has taken you by surprise, it's not something to worry about. So there is a change in financial circumstances that's coming up in the card, but it's not crazy. And if it feels crazy right now, it's going to get better, or it's going to readjust itself, right? The balance will come back in this situation, like in everything else. Now, the overall energy for the reading was the Death card, which again signifies the kind of a new chapter, a new phase, a phase of strength, a phase of integrity. And in your lessons card, we have joy and sadness, and you're having to pick one, and you're going to be able to pick the joy because you've really just got nothing to worry about right now. If you are feeling a little bit in this energy because of said financial difficulties, please don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because you're just not upside down right now. You're the right way up. Any kind of financial situation that you're having which is stressing you out, you have richness in other ways. You have riches coming in. The fruit is still on the tree, right? The tree is not empty. The tree is not barren. So tap into the wealth that you have in other parts of your life, your family, your relationships, yourself. You see, you have integrity, so I don't think that this could be that bad. Unless you're dealing with someone else's karma or someone else's actions. Are you married to someone who maybe is going through some financial strife of his own, and so it's affecting you, or her own and it's affecting you? Have they made some bad choices which are affecting your marriage or the kind of marital bank account? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter, because you've made so many other sacrifices in your life that there's no reason for this to happen. We're just not in that energy right now. We're in this energy. We're in the childlike, upright energy. To end the reading, we have new love. Now, for a lot of you, this could be that you're just in a relationship already, and that relationship, because of various hardships or various, we're all having a tough time right now. So because of this situation, a lot of people are either breaking up or using this time to kind of make the foundation stronger, because you have to, right? It's so much easier when two brains and two hearts are working together to make a situation better. And I feel like that's kind of the energy right now. If you're in a relationship, even though times are a little bit tough for everyone, you are finding a new kind of love for your partner. And then because you've got this new love for yourself, because everything has just sort of happened perfectly. Everything is aligned right now. Everything is exactly how it should be. Joy, integrity. You are the shaman, right? You are freedom and balance. I don't think I've ever done such a positive reading. There's always like a couple of funky cards in there, right? Which are are usually lessons of some description. There is not a single card in this reading, apart from this financial one, but as I said, even that, I don't see as being... This is under your family card, this is under you as a mother who's protecting her child, so I don't think this financial strife is going to put you in a position where you can't look after your kids. And ultimately, that's all you care about anyway. It's having enough money for your children, if you've got any. And the person I'm reading for, the people I'm reading for in this reading, I think do you have a family? Or are attached. That's what I'm saying in this. What I love about this is that your integrity and your balance and your kind of inner wealth, your moral wealth, all of this is going to serve your kids. And it is already, and it has already. And it will continue to do so, because you are a good mother or a good father. God is on your side. God is watchful over your family. That's why I'm just not worried about this. When I say God, I mean, the spirits or whoever it might be that you believe in, depending on your religion, your spirituality. It's also important to note that my readings are never gender specific. So I might speak often of women, because often women are depicted in the cards. And there's a lot of women in these cards, and they're all very strong women. The tarot is kind of often, yeah, I mean, there are men in this reading too, but the tarot often depicts women because it often speaks to Mother Nature, and Mother Nature is usually kind of, this kind of energy, right? She's usually in nature and female for whatever reason. Sometimes those feminine qualities in a card are very important. In this reading, I'm seeing it as quite important because I do feel like I'm speaking to a group of mothers. But as I said, my readings are not gender specific, so just something to bear in mind for the future. And I love this. Look at that rainbow in the water. It's beautiful. Those colours. It's like the rainbow is like above the hands, and then it's sort of reflected in the water, and you've got these beautiful colours floating through the river of abundance. Your cup is so full that you're able to empty it back out into the world. I mean, it's just pure generosity. And look at those trees and that forest and the light. Everything is so aligned and so balanced. It's literally you. If you were to do a painting of yourself as nature right now, that's what it would look like. Gorgeous, guys, really just beautiful. Just enjoy it, right? Because it's not always this good, life. It's not always this easy. Sometimes there's funky things going on, there often are. Because we have to learn things all the time. We're always learning, right? So things are always kind of thrown down on our tracks so that we have to jump over them and try and obstruct them. And yeah, it's, life has not been easy for a lot of people. And as I said, the other readings have been quite heavy. But I love you in this. You're protected. Look at those totems behind you. Gorgeous reading, guys. Well done. Enjoy this time. Your season's coming to an end. And I look forward to doing another reading in a couple of weeks for you guys. Okay. Speak to you soon. Bye, guys.